All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to pre-market prep at the close, the last one of the month, featuring Joel and myself, because Joel's going to leave me for the rest of the week, starting tomorrow.
But you get Triple D back, so
you get Triple D.
So you won't have to talk for the next 2 days. You just will have to throw out a stock, and then Dennis will talk about it for 10 minutes, and then you throw out another stock. So
I know he's missed us. I know he's missed us, and I know you'll miss us. You'll come back on Monday missing us as well. All right, let's bring up the market here. We got your charts up on the screen. The S&Ps are doing what they're doing. The Powell is done speaking. Watch the press conference.
Powell.
I watched the press conference. I don't quite know how to interpret what he said on it. My problem with him is it's not just him, but they never answer the questions. They get asked these questions and then they don't answer them. Steve Leisman asked for a specific number as far as how they would quantify recovery, and he basically didn't answer. So to your point, Joel, I mean,
it's pumping Powell.
What are we doing here?
I agree with you. I mean, it's hard. I mean, what you know is that the spigot is still going, right?
Yeah.
That the spigot's still going. They're going to be pumping money into there, and it's not going to stop. But let's look at the S&Ps real quick. Started to decline. Oh, I didn't see we stuck down to 77.50. So we did take out the pre-market low on that immediate Fed announcement, but we bounced hard. We're right back at all-time high territory. Don't know if we're going to get to that all-time closing high of 43.14 and a quarter. But hey, we're there within 14 points. So Mr. Powell did what he's supposed to. Crude still clinging to 72, multiple close area, tight range, 90-cent range today. Looks like it's gearing up. I mean, I'm kind of leaning short here, but it's showing me it wants to hold 72. So up 59 cents at 72.24. Gold up 540 at 1809.40. Silver back over 25, up 36 cents at 25.01. Bitcoin trying to close at 40K, up 24.10 at 40,300. And Ethereum is up up $83.75 at 2316.50. Spencer, let me show my. Can you put me back on the screen here, and we can show the folks here my shirt?
Whack, swim fast, Annie. Hey, you know somebody in the Olympics?
Well, she went to my daughter's high school.
Okay, so you don't know her.
She lives 3 doors down from Dana.
Okay.
And she's also a member at the local swim club. So she beat Lily King in the 200 breaststroke at the U.S. trials. She made the semis. I've still been searching for results. I'm pretty sure that she'll be swimming in the finals tonight. But there's this, I believe, this girl from Australia or South Africa that looks like the chalk. But yeah, go Annie Laser. I think that's going to be the closest I'm going to get to the Olympics. So that's who I'm cheering for. Can
I tell you about the closest I got to the Olympics?
Yes.
It was pretty close. It was my bar mitzvah theme.
Well, oh, okay.
that was the closest I ever got when I was 12 years old. But anyway, okay, let's talk about whoever suggested it in chat. It may have been Bill, it may have been somebody else. Forget all that. Let's just talk about Alibaba here, because I was just telling this to Joel. Somebody, probably somebody, will make a lot of money calling the bottom and being right on Alibaba and all these Chinese stocks. That somebody will not be me.
No.
Alibaba is up 6% today, knocking on the door of 200.
Yeah, Well, it filled the gap by making another gap. Gaps all over the place because not trading in the primary market. The moves are overseas, but impressive follow through today after that up open. I mentioned on the close show yesterday that there was, a nice rally in it, and boy, it had follow through 197.60. Look at this. I mean, if you got a target, yesterday's high 198. What was the high yesterday? 198. Oh, 2 days ago, 198.58. You got the 198 even, and then you work into that area. Of course, what the heck's going to happen tonight? You don't know. But for those picking the bottom yesterday, 180 psychological level. I had talked about 185. You could have got some major price improvement on that. But just seems like when nothing happens, nothing happens. And so as long as there's nothing bad said, if you back everything out, if you look at it, if it wasn't this China overhang, this is a really cheap tech stock, perhaps one of the cheapest out there. So
cheap for a reason, because the risk is exorbitant. Let's say that.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the fact that small caps are having themselves a day. The IWM is up 2% today. When is it up? Almost just about 2%. Small cap summer hasn't quite been a thing, but the Russell is finally catching some kind of a bit, outperforming tech today, outperforming the SPY today, outperforming the Dow today, which is in the red. But good day for the Russell. Yeah, I mean, you like to see it. We complained about there being no breadth in the market, so you like to see it. You certainly like to see that.
And we were talking about this earlier in the week. When we were preparing to do the show, like where was the money going? Right, money comes out of one sector, goes into another, and you weren't really seeing. Energy was blah kind of. But I think what you're seeing today, and I don't know if this is the start of a new trend or whatever, but they're not treating Apple very nicely, and they're not treating Microsoft very nicely, and they're not treating Google very nicely for those big beats. And the levels that we gave you this morning, just incredible. That 290 in Microsoft, you got the 290.15. Google, we talked about 2,800, 27.93 high. Google, we talked about that close from yesterday. It got 20 cents above it in retreat. So whether it's a one-day phenomena or not, maybe, maybe it's time to give the little guys a chance coming out of tech a little bit and into the small cap. So that's kind of rotation that I'm identifying today. Banks are, they want the higher interest rates, but they're not in the red. So that's a good thing. And that, that's it for, tech, small cap, banks, energy. I mean, whatever. You got your consumer staples or whatever. The other area that I'm looking for, perhaps for some rotation, and I can't question my purchase yesterday in Pfizer. Maybe this dog's going to have its day, right? That's a breakout. This is what's happened with Pfizer, though. It got up here in December and failed. It got up here at the end of 2018, 2019. $44. 44.05 was the high. Dece 18, 43.85. November 18. What do we get to today? 43.74. There's got to be a ton of paper up at 44 since we haven't been in that area in such a long time. I like the 3.5% dividend. It's going to be less than that today.
Yeah. There's a bunch of stuff in the. Okay. AJ San Maria is asking about Overstock. Maybe it's just because I follow certain people on Twitter, but every day I'm seeing a couple of accounts that I follow pumping up Overstock. They're so bullish on Overstock. They're bullish specifically the T0 thing. That the I don't know, the blockchain thing that they're working on.
How many years have we been hearing about that?
Several. I probably goes back to 2018 by now.
And I wish I would have kept the card because we went out to the FinTech Awards.
Oh, I remember this actually.
Yeah, and I got Carell the guy, And I sent them emails. I tried to get them money out because it's very interesting. If they create an alternative stock market,
Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know. I don't think I kept a card. The guy ghosted me. But this is what I'll say about Overstock.com. And for all those pumpers out there, this is a bad day. This is a real bad day because this moves with Bitcoin. And you have Bitcoin making a big 3-day move, paused yesterday. This thing's gone from 85 to 75. So, not a good sign here. I mean, you can look at the support 75, you can look at the lows under that, but man, it just be careful what you get in on social media because now if they didn't sell on Monday, who knows? They're caught holding the bag. But just a horrible. I mean, this thing is ripped with Bitcoin, and it's not. So not a good day for Overstock.com.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you caught any of the EV stocks today, but they weren't all ripping, but a lot of them were. And I'm talking like the US ones. I'm talking like Fisker is up 5%.
Where is Fisker?
QuantumScape QS is up 13% today. You can look at like ChargePoint, which is up. What's ChargePoint? No,
CHPT.
That's up 7%.
Every dog has its day.
Well,
right?
It's that. I every day you get these headlines from Congress people about the infrastructure bill, and it's doing this, it's doing that. But remember that there is a portion of the infrastructure bill allocated to EV infrastructure. Whenever this bill gets through is anyone's guess, but you don't see the sector move on every single infrastructure bill development. But there's headlines every day about it. And I guess there was a headline today about it as well. Because even Nikola. Now there's a dog that's having a Nikola is up 7.5% today.
What's that up? 30 cents? No, a little bit more than that.
Fuck.
You know what else is moving today?
No.
Why you should listen to Benzinga's PreMarket Prep show.
Let me think.
It wasn't me. I didn't make the call. It was Sean.
On Tilray? Yeah. So Sean said first he said he liked cannabis stocks, and I was like, yeah. And then he said I'm buying Tilray and I'm buying CGC, and I went, oh, I don't know about that. And then he said he did not love the U.S. cannabis stocks. I think that's what he said. But in any case, Tilray, Joel, we just interviewed the CEO like an hour ago on our channel here, Erwin Simon. That stock is ripping here. This is their first report since they closed the acquisition of Aurora or Freya. I can never remember. I can never keep it straight.
Wasn't it APHA? Or was it ACB?
Yeah. It was a Freya. Aurora is still around. ACB. It was a Freya that they bought. So great quarter for Tilray apparently.
Great quarter. I will just I'll zero in on the technicals because we didn't go over to the report. It's always the possibility of a 2-day move continuation tomorrow. Who knows about the end of the week? There's been some beaten down stocks. I'll take a look at Tilray, and you made a high. You're still pressing up against the highs. It's pretty simple math here. Take out the continue higher today. Take out 1680. That's the one bogey. But the big bogey here, what will instigate a big move, if you could clear the 1750 area. 1748, your high on July 6th. And 1742, your high on July 13th. So still got some room to run. First day, perhaps, of a 2-day move in the pot stock. Tilray.
Okay. We talked a little bit about tech. I don't know if you saw AMD today, Joel, but I hope,
yeah.
This is so hard. It's so hard because like they dip at the open, and then at 10 o'clock you get this reversal. It seems obvious in hindsight now, but what a fake out this morning, right?
was so much. Well, the market got hit too a little bit.
Yeah,
So
sure,
that's
sure.
sentiment. Forget about my 95.5 resistance level. I sure hope you covered fast or you reversed at that area. It took that out with a great speed, found area now kind of off the bottom. Didn't take out yesterday's low. So if you were leaning on that, is this all time high? No, 99.23. Current high 98.71, backed off a buck. May take a day or two. Do you want to think about AMD as a triple digit stock?
Yeah,
Big day, see if you
why
can
not?
get the follow through.
Why not? Stocks that who is it that says it? What Kenny says that stocks that go to 90 usually go to 100.
Yeah, it's taking it a while though.
Yeah, that's true. It is taking a while. Real fast on the earnings front today. Facebook is going to be your story of the afternoon. Of course, we'll be streaming that conference call at 5 o'clock. We're going to hear from Qualcomm. Going to hear from Ford. Oh man, guys, for the Ford call is going to be all just shortages, chip shortages, shortage this, shortage that. You also got PayPal tonight, which we have not looked at for a while. Spirit Lamb Research. Tomorrow morning is MasterCard. We did get Visa. We got Visa yesterday afternoon, so MasterCard should be interesting. But let's look at Facebook here and Ford into the reports tonight.
Okay, let's just get some Fords.
Yeah.
You got a pesky seller at 14 here, traded 13.92. So you're looking for some expected upside. If in fact, Ford actually goes all scattered highs up to 14.34. So trouble ahead. Below on a dip. I mean, I don't think you're going to get down to under 13 bucks. It's funny. It's interesting. Came back to the area where really the whole, when it went into that crazy mood, it really came right back down there. 1280 was the low on May 24th. On Bargain Monday, you got to 1279. Profit takers just chipping out at 14. But if you're still a believer here on Fords and buying opportunity after a pullback, they seem to never say anything good, though. I have to agree. Chip shortages or recalls or something. So we'll see how, and sometimes even when they beat, it seems like they don't go up. But, that's Fords.
Yeah, and what about Facebook? I mean, we talked about it this morning. The bar is so unbelievably high.
It is. It
for
is.
Facebook. You can say they can't clear it like you said, but
Yeah, it made a new all-time high today. Street leading long into the report. If you're going to use Apple, Microsoft, and Google as your playbook, find resistance. Look at the high. I mean, it almost feels like 377.55. They come out with the beat. They're going to blast it through there. It'll be one of those scenarios. Well, hey, do you hit 380 and then reverse and come back down? Or not? Didn't take out yesterday's low even close. So on the downside, if they start whooping this thing up, just be aware. Parallels at 365. I'm just going to call it at 365 because yesterday's low was 64.55. Today's low 66.93.
yeah. And you mentioned Apple and Google and Microsoft, but what about also Twitter and Snapchat? So everybody's beating here. Let's find out. I'm sure Facebook will beat too. It's not a question of that. It's a question of the reaction and how bullish.
Twitter, yeah, wow, this has been a tough one after earnings. Got hit for a couple days, battled back, but I don't know. This doesn't seem to like 70 a whole lot. It did it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, and then puked, and then had the report. Let's see. I mean, if it could get sustained closes over 70, then boom, we can get up. Didn't even take out the all-time high. Didn't even take out the second monthly high. So compared to the index, not as close to all-time highs as some of these other. The high on earnings day what was earnings day? Was it this day when it went to 73.34? Just to let you know, folks, that thing traded up to 77 in the after hours or pre-market. So so people still lamenting those buys.
Yeah. I'm just scrolling up in chat, see what I missed. There was a few questions on here. This is an interesting question. Joel, over the last 5 years, who's the better return, Pfizer or Moderna? Well, are we talking total return? Are we talking? Cause Pfizer paid you for 5 years, Moderna didn't. So, total return or yeah, total return. I assume is what he's saying. Pfizer or Moderna? Well, I mean, let's be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
not,
who's the wise guy that did that?
I don't need to look at a chart, but I will say again, Pfizer has been paying you the whole time. So even
Yeah,
though even though Moderna is parabolic here, you haven't gotten a dividend for 5 years like you would with Pfizer. So
yeah,
I'm just the other side of the coin. Okay, the other side of the coin.
yeah.
But yeah, interesting question from JG. What about Cheesecake Factory? Cake had earnings. Was it last night or this morning? I don't remember anymore.
Oh,
It was last night, and the earnings were good. They said they're like pretty much open across the board, not full capacity, across the board. I guess there were some comments about their the amount of debt on their balance sheet, but yeah, this is one where you're like, oh, okay, well they made it through the pandemic, so
yeah. Did they say anything
that,
about employees or anything? Like, finding people to work? And did they say anything about that?
I don't know. They may have. I'm sure, like everybody else, they're having a hard time finding staff.
Do you know how they could reduce their debt substantially?
And yes, I know what you're going to say. Make the portion smaller.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Actually, I would say the last time I was at Cheesecake Factory was a week before COVID. Literally, it was like the first week of March of last year. It was the last restaurant I went to before like everything hit the fan last spring. And that was my first time there in a while. And I go there, and then a week later, everything's shut down. So
oh, do you want? Because someone was complaining about calling me a millennial and old guy this morning. So just for that, since I'm not going to be here on Thursday and Friday, I'm going to give you the sayings from my dad calendar.
yes,
Uh,
please. We missed it this morning.
well, today is Dad's love answering the phone. Yellow, but that's not what I do when I answer, because like the phone never rings. When I answer the phone, I say Domino's Pizza, pickup or delivery. And Lisa gets very upset with me. And then sometimes it's an important person. Tomorrow, dads love leaving voicemails saying, guess we're playing phone tag, but who leaves voicemails anymore? And then Friday, dads love ordering a large at Starbucks, knowing full well they'll call it a venti.
Venti. Venti is 20 ounces. Venti.
Venti there.
These are so accurate. It's scary.
I know. I'll save the one for the weekends on Monday. Oh, or no, this is a good one for the weekend. I'll just give it to you. Dads love asking you, hot enough for you? When it's obviously hot enough for you. Like when you burn your mouth on something.
I gotta find out from Dana or Emily where they got that, because that's a great gift. I'm gonna get one from my dad.
Took a while to get. 354 stocks. Let's get back to stocks.
Oh, stocks. Okay. Well, I don't know. Drop some stocks in the chat. Let's see what else was on my list here. Oh, there was one from this morning. Although I don't know if Matt's here now. Darn it. We had a super chat comment from this morning on support.com.
Oh, I know, and we missed that.
I know. I remembered at like 9:05, and I was like, shoot.
What is this? What's
the ticker was SPRT, support.com. I was confused with Sarepta because that's.
I know.
But it's
what a great name.
It's a low volume, low flow play, and he was asking about a short squeeze. And I was saying basically, yeah, you got like 30 million shares or whatever. So it's pretty reliable for that.
I could look at it and I could just say, we've been down this path before.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. You had the run and you got up. This is back. My dailies are not reflecting it, but tomorrow, jot this down, 9:45. Boom, 9:32 the high today, 9:45 the high in March. So currently trading at 9:07. Spoo's little weak here going into the close. Just this 4,400 level, folks. I can't leave you with a lot of numbers because I can't do my number. I'm not going to do them for a couple days. But just in these, oh boy, what's going on, Spencer? What are you doing there? Something come out?
Yeah, just now I'm seeing
Yeah,
something.
now we're unchanged. So keep your eye on the close for today. Just that psychological 4,400. We do have a double top at 44.16 and a quarter. So there, just like before you go all full tilt on the longs there, just make sure we put 4,400 in the rearview mirror. I just don't like the way they're treating Apple today. I don't like the way they're treating Microsoft, and I don't like the way they're treating Google. Is now red on the session. So 60 cents off the high. I mean, these stocks did have big runs into it. So we'll just see if this is just a temporary reaction. But right now, it seems like sell the news in tech stocks.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a slight sell imbalance, but nothing too crazy.
Dennis is back. He is trading the afternoon session. I don't know if he's going to be shorting everything now because I talked to him. We talked about the Chinese stocks. He said it takes him the way he trades so many stuff. He has to catch up on all the news. He'll check out the levels. But he may have his groove back tomorrow. Mike G, Xilinx. Now, come on, Mike. Are you into that stock and you own that stock and you actually own it and you're asking about it? Tell them about Xilinx, Spencer.
Yeah, I mean the chart's kind of a giveaway, isn't it?
Isn't it getting taken over?
Yeah. What was the
AMD?
I know, but what was I saw a headline like 3 days ago about it. No, it was today.
It's going to move with AMD, Mike.
AMD, no. There was a development. I think it was last week. There was a development about this because it's still the deal is not approved yet.
Oh,
so and I think there's some talk about the regulators in Europe having their say as they want to do. So the deal is not approved. So the chart doesn't actually reflect. I mean, it trades with AMD, but the chart doesn't reflect that it's been taken over. But yeah, it seems like once a week or every other week, I see something about the Xilinx AMD merger and the fact that it is still getting through the pipes. So I don't know anything that you don't know. Just with regards to where this is in the approval.
Where was it when before it had the takeover?
Yeah, well, yeah. So that's what I was going to say. So the deal was announced. When was it announced? It was last year.
Yeah,
but when it was, I'll tell you when. It was October. It was October 27th is when the deal was announced. And you can actually see it. Actually, no, you really can't see it on the chart. So here we are, 9 months later, and we're not.
Yeah, so that's a point of origin. Is 115. It kind of burst up there. Then obviously it moved higher with the AMD price. So if you're holding on and the deal goes kaplooey, there's a chance you go back down to 115. If you're trading it just technically, 145. Boo, hard top there. So I don't even know if that was based on the AMD price because AMD, well, not at all. That's probably when AMD rallied. So trading with AMD, big day, technically 145. That's not the all-time high. The all-time high was made in January, 154.93. Where did AMD go? I want to see if that had a move in January as well. And AMD, yeah, that made it to all-time high in January. All right, there's sellers on the close, folks. I don't know why, but they don't like it. They don't like the close. Little bad action, probably end up, a little bit red on the day. 4,400, over 4,400 just seems to be like kryptonite. The sellers come out one way or another. So that's my focus number until Monday.
Until Monday, Joel, have a great time. What are you going to, Pennsylvania?
I am going to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
To see my oldest and favorite niece. I hope my other nieces aren't listening. She was supposed to get married 4th of July last year. And you know what happened the 4th of July last year?
Something else was going on or something?
Yeah, yeah, little chaos. I haven't seen my sister in 19 months.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and we are very close. So yeah, it's gonna be
All right.
a family weekend with Mass.
Have a great time. We'll see you on Monday. Everyone, smash the like button for Joel. Please remember all the information from our show and all of our shows. Let's be honest.
Be nice to Dennis, okay? Chat. I know a lot of the rebel rousers are in the other chat, but I want everyone to be nice to Dennis tomorrow. He's getting back from his vacation. He's a little tired. He was sleeping in a tent. So if I get reports that everyone wasn't nice to Dennis tomorrow, we're going to have a little chat on Monday.
Crack the whip. Crack the whip is what we'll have to do. All right, everyone.
All right, thanks, Spencer. I'll miss you.
Miss you too, Joe. Trading with Benzinga Pro with Mike Rao live right now. That'll be followed by Penny Lane at 5 o'clock. We will also be streaming the Facebook earnings call at 5 o'clock. Options Mike going live at 6, and After Market Therapy with Stock Mom going live at 7. That's a wrap from me today. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Smash the like button. And stay filled, stay green, whatever. See you tomorrow.